So here we have Ms. Safa, who has recently passed the PMP exam. Thank you very much, Ms. Safa, to give you the efforts that you are providing us the lesson learned. It's amazing. People loves to, especially the female candidates who are in my batch and all over the world. They will hear you, they will look at you. So please provide your feedback so they will feel motivated and they can also pass the most prestigious certification, PMP. All yours.
Hi,
Thank you.
Hi, Imran. How are you? Yeah, thank you for introducing me. And it will be my pleasure sharing my lesson learned from studying for PMP exam and um, sharing my celebration of my PMP certificates.
Appreciate it. So what was the challenges? Let's just start. What was the challenges when you were selecting a course?
Selecting the training course, you mean, or selecting the PMP?
Selecting the PMP and then finding a provider. What were your criteria?
So yeah, before I start PMP, it's like I was sitting with one of my friends 3 years ago and telling her that I want to do my PMP, but I couldn't trust the resources. Because there are many resources online, and I'm not sure if this is the perfect course for me, especially because I'm a trainer. So it's the criteria for selecting a course is not that easy. So in December 2020, I met the same lady and she told me, Safa, did you finish your PMP? I told her, no, still looking for the provider. She told me, see, I have taken the course with some one, and I recommend that company for you or that organization. So I told her, tell me about them. She told me it's okay. They are the T3 training, and it's Mr. Imran. He's very professional. The rate of success with his candidates is very high. Trust me. I told her, no, I don't trust words. I trust what I see. So she gave me Imran number, your number, Imran, and I communicated. I contacted you. You sent me some videos to watch about your work because I want to just see how it's going. And you know, and you advised me to study only or to watch these videos only for 1 hour, half an hour a day, just to see how it's going. Then I started watching the videos. I started by 30 minutes a day, what they are saying. Then I found myself sitting in the class. I found myself, oh, I don't want to watch only for 1 hour. I want to finish the full day because it was very
4 hours, 45
attractive.
minutes.
Yes, 4 hours. Then I told you, so I finished day one. You told me, Safa, don't run. Don't run. Take it easy on yourself. You didn't register yet. You didn't start it yet. You are just to explore the course, explore the training. So don't rush. I thought, no, I can't stand, I can't withstand, I can't take it easy on myself. I want to finish the 5 days. And when I finished the 5 days, I booked the course with Imran. And see, I looked to some YouTube videos, to other providers. And I attended some free seminars, free webinars about other providers. But I selected T3 training because there is something told me you will pass with these people. You will pass with Imran. You are very precise. You are very concise. You know what you are doing. And I thought you're very familiar with the exams, with the exam environment. You have that experience. So I selected the T3 training and Imran for that.
Great, thanks very much. So how did your study plan work? I gave you many study plans, do this, do that. And I kept giving the slots that, look, you have to do 15 minutes, 20 minutes, this activity, that activity. So I gave you all the resources you needed. How much time you used to spend? Because I want people know, like people are scared, no, you have to study 4 hours, 5 hours. People provide ambiguous information. It's difficult, it's impossible, it's too big. But if you go like with space, 1 hour a day, 2 hour a day, how you were doing it?
You know, it depends on your experience because this exam is not only about your studying. It's not about your knowledge. It's about knowledge. Or it's not theoretical. This exam measures 3 factors. it measures your knowledge, which is based on your studies. It's measured your experience and your, I want to say, emotional intelligence, your attitude, your
Towards the people,
behavior.
leadership skills.
Yeah. So I started by studying 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours a day. Frankly, I started studying by the end of January. I start watching your videos once a day, 1 hour, 2 hours a day. Then after attending the course with you on the 7th of February, I attended by this in February session. I start reading the BM book. Not the BM book. I read the Kim Haltman book. So let's say by the mid of February, I booked the exam for the 20th of March. So now I have less than 30 days. It was around the 25 days. I think I remember when I booked for the exam, I booked before, like, even after I attended your course, I told myself I'm ready. And I told you, I told you, I want to do the exam in a week. You told me, no, wait. You need to study. You need to study. I felt comfortable after your course that I can do it. But you told me, no, Safa, there are many areas that you need to improve. And thank you for that advice. So I have around 25 days. From your study plans, I tried, because you have study plans for 3 weeks, sometimes for 6 weeks, for 4 weeks. So I tried to integrate all of these in 25 days. So I have my own schedule. I put it in front of me. It's like I have 20 to 21 days, excluding the weekends, because I have a family.
Weekends are not allowed. Weekends are not to study.
So yeah, excluding the weekends, excluding the afternoons. It's not the afternoons, the nights, because see, my husband come back from work at 6, so I need to stop studying at that time. So most of the time I studied in the morning from 10 to 12, or from 11 to 1, 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon. It's around 4 hours, but not for 20 days. It's like around, it's for 12 days, 12 to 14 days. To make it is very precise, I gave Kim Haltman for each chapter, 1 day for each chapter. So for chapter 1, it's 1 day. If I finish in 1 hour, 1 hour. And this is the trick here. Some people will read the chapter 1 in 1 day, in 2 hours. Some will read it in 4 hours. So it's not about how many hours you are putting for this. It's finishing 1 chapter in 1 day. So my mission was to complete 1 chapter a day. So we have 14 chapters. This was my way of studying, a chapter per day. And during that, you were sending me some support, some like, watch this video, and you have another session if you want to attend like the extra sessions with the new groups, or if you want to fresh or something. Yes. And problem solving sessions. So I use this to refresh my information. So even if I'm not sharing, if you notice that sometimes I'm not sharing, but see, I have my headphone, I'm sitting with my family, but I'm with you, just refreshing my information. Oh, what they are saying. Oh, I know what they are saying. If you open a topic that I told, oh, Safa, you don't know this topic, I just focus a little and keep an eye in what are you doing. So this was my approach. One chapter a day, plus what I was doing. If there is like chapter 1 from Kim Haltman, and I have extra time in the afternoon, I finish it in 2 hours, let's say, and I'm sitting in the afternoon, if I don't have family things, or I solve the questions at the back of each chapter in Rita. So chapter 1 in Haltman plus its questions, and solve the questions at the end of chapter 1 in Rita. So this is my plan. Answering your questions, I think it will give me a lot of
perfect. So there is a myth outside that if you will solve thousands of questions, then you can only pass it. How many questions you solved around?
That's what I'm telling. I answered the questions at the end of Kim and Frita.
That's it.
Then that's it. And I did the prep questions that you
Send on
published
WhatsApp.
in Udemy. You added some questions, and they are mix of these and that. Some of them were very familiar with me because I attended the training with you. So I did the first attempt, and I thought that I'm ready, and I took 71 or 68, 71. I remember something in that range. Then I told you, oh, I was very concerned about my knowledge. You tell me, Saf, just try another one. And I tried the other one, is 72. Like till Friday, till Tuesday, 2 days from the exam, I got 72. So it's not about how much you get from the exam. It's not how many questions you are answering. It's about how you analyze each question. So if there is a question, and see, I have a strategy while solving the questions. So when I answer the question, I look to the question. If I'm very confident of the answer, I will say it's like question number one, it is A. A, perfect A. If I have some concern about it, I will put A with a question mark next to it. So even if it's right, when I'm just checking back, I need to check why it's right. Perhaps I choose it by chance. I'm not sure if it is A. So when I check the answers, I will go to the answer. If there is a question mark next to A, I will read the explanation, why it's A. So I learned from even my right answers. It's not only about wrong answers. So you go to the right and the correct answers. And if you have any doubt why it's A, why it's B. And if it is wrong, sure, I will reread and reread. And normally I'm not reading that much. I'm not reading that much. If it's like it's a technique that I missed, I'm not taking it very seriously because I know that techniques, you will miss the techniques. But if it is a behavioral questions, if it is situational ones about conflict management, team management, no, I will say, why, Safa, you get it wrong. You need to understand the concept behind that questions. So yeah.
Exactly. That's how, like, I always tell my people, look, remembering the questions is not a problem. You must know that if you have selected A, you must be confident, yes, it is the right answer. No one can prove me wrong. But
Yeah.
to go down, eliminate all the choices. If you will eliminate all the choices, you will definitely reach to the right point and you will stay on the thing. Like the question you sent me on the thing and I was driving, I just look at it and I said, who is this question from? And you said, it's from you. Then I remembered, oh, it's my question. Let's read it again. So when I read it again, I found that, okay, there is just one word about positions. And by position, it was project manager per. So if you just focus logically, just for 30 seconds, answer is in front of you. You just need that practice to get it.
Yeah, that's it, true. And sometimes if you are confident it is A, prove for yourself it's A. Or ask Imran, ask your trainer, ask anyone why it's not A. I'm confident based on my knowledge, my studies and experience, it should be A.
Exactly.
And they are saying it's B. No, you should be confident about your knowledge. So sometimes I told you, Imran, why they are saying it's B? I'm sure it's A. Then you will look at it and say, oh, Safa, there is position. There is something. There are tricky things. These tricky things taught me a lot. But in reality, in the exam, when it comes the exam, sometimes you will miss these. But when you will remember these techniques, when you start eliminating, when you are between two right answers, and you'll say, oh, let me go to the question again and find that trick. So sure, it's not A or B.
Yes.
Because it's like one choice question. So I need to find out where is the trick in that question, and you will find that trick in that question. And there is another thing that I used while studying Imran. I found that it's very helpful to anyone. During studying the PMP, I found that you need to start creating the lesson learned throughout the project. So whenever you are in a stage, you need to start writing the lesson learned, meet with your team, meet with your stakeholders, and write down the lesson learned. What I was doing, I was putting myself in that situation. I was imagining that I am in a team. So whenever I read information, new information, details, any knowledge area, any topic, whenever I go through any topic, I try to reflect this topic on my previous projects. Suppose that I read this information, I have this knowledge before I did this project in in 2017. So I will try to reflect this exact theory on that project and find out how I want, what I did at that time. Was it successful or not? So the lesson I learned at that time, and now trying how to improve what I did. If I'm in 2017, how can I improve that? And I found this very helpful. I'm trying, like, even in my Cam Haltman or Rita, you'll find that I'm writing remember X. It's like you find me having some comments and you will feel say, oh, Safa is crazy. Why she's having these comments on these? What is the relation between this and this topic? This is only my reflections, saying that we faced this issue with a client in a project in 2012, and we solved it in this way. I just put points, and if I'm certified at that time, I would have done this at that time. So I used my lesson learned. I start writing my lesson learned, and so I have a lot of my notes. I decided to throw my notes, but yesterday I was to give it to one of my friends. Then I look at them, I thought, no, it has my experience on it. So I want to ensure that I will keep this for a while at least, because I want to
Review it.
Review it. I want to implement it more in the future. So I try to improve this. Reflection was very important for you. Imagine, even in the exam, if there is a question, you start by imagining. They start the situational, the question. Just start imagining that you are in the midst of that situation. And as a project manager, never imagine that you are a team member. Never imagine that you are the client, you are the sponsor. Just give yourself the full power. As a project manager.
That's what PMI said in the beginning when you are reading the chapter. The first chapter says, think yourself as a project manager. Do not think about your organization. You are the project manager. And I always advise the people from on the first day, look, if you will take it as a course, I will guarantee you, after 5 days, you will forget everything. But if you will try to correlate what you are doing, maybe you have a different terminology, but if you just correlate your things, you will never forget it. It will become your natural habit. And that's how the PMI test, like I did 4 certifications of PMI. Every certification have one criteria. It should be your habit that by default you go for that answer. By default you will choose that action, and you can only do that because you know what you are doing. If you just doing like college kind of things, university things, that you read a question, you memorize it, and in exam you're just writing in your English, no, it's not going to work. It's all conceptual. Select a logic which will work. The best practices, the good practices in that situation. So anyone who will take the course with correlations, he will directly pass it. If you will keep memorizing, this is the definition, I have to remember it. So I have the advice for all of those people. Look, there is no question from the heading. There is no question from the topic. They will give you a scenario and you have to catch it. That's it. If you will try to impress yourself, I will read the whole book, I will memorize the whole book, impossible. You can never pass the exam also. You will learn nothing, just like junk of information, which is like raw data, no output. You just wasted your time without correlating, everything is gone. Yeah. So that was the strategy. Great. So at the end, you want to say something to all these people who are listening to you?
I wish all of you good luck. Study. Always imagine that you are the project manager. And when you read chapter, I advise you all to go through the Agile practice guide. So yeah, if you read the Agile, try to find yourself. Where are you sitting on this Agile? Are you from yourself as a project manager and your organization? So when you when you reflect on that, you will decide that I'm agile, I'm more agile. For me, I'm more agile. I found it very amazing for me because this is the way that I'm managing my business, my projects, my daily life. I'm very agile person. I don't like the waterfall. I don't know the predictive, the theoretical things. So decide where are you sitting now? Where do you want to go? for your organization or for your projects. And you can, here you don't have a choice. You need to go for agile. So how can I be an agile project manager? How can I be more agile? How can I improve my organization to become more agile? If you take it from this perspective, you will start studying for improvement, not only for your certificate. So how can I implement chapter 6 in the agile guideline for my organization? What is governance compliance? Why it's important to my organization? With whom should I speak in my organization to improve this? So if you start this reflection, you will know everything, because when you will go to the exam, you will find that all the questions are situational. There is no single question that's direct, like no, even the calculation questions, they are situational. Exactly. You need to understand the situation. You need to see if this information or these numbers given on the exams, in the questions, are important for you or not. Because sometimes you will find there are numbers, but they mean nothing for you for that situation. You will not use these numbers. So you need to first to understand your position and your position in regard of your organization. If you take this approach while you are studying, you will take it easily in the exam. Just put yourself in the mindset of a project manager. Exactly. Yes, it's mindset of a project manager. It's good to know what is the sponsor's rules and responsibilities, the PMO office, the project owner, the team members, the team, the Scrum team, and these things, and the Scrum. Scrum of Scrums. You need to know all these things. But at the end of the day, put yourself in the middle of all these things. Always try to act, but you are part of this. And this, because if you start this in the exam, it will be very easy for you. I'm doing this because also I'm the project manager. And never forget that you are the fully authorized project manager. You need just to identify if it is a functional organization structure, a matrix, weak matrix, strong matrix. You need to identify this by yourself. They will not tell you in the exam. They will not say, oh, you are working in a weak matrix organization. You need to understand how to analyze this from the questions. Exactly. To whom they are reporting, what are the names, mentions, or the titles of the stakeholders. And the other thing, if you take the accountability of a project manager, take this for responsibility. Take also the full responsibilities. Don't always escalate. You are a project manager because you are a project manager. So if there is no reason for you to jump to the sponsor or to jump to the PMP office, why are you there? They are paying you to be a project manager. So you need to know the skills of managing the projects. So you need to use your emotional intelligence, and your emotional intelligence begin with you understanding the situation, understanding what motivates you, then understand what motivates others. So sometimes the questions are easily, the answer is sit with the team member. Yes. What is the value of meeting all the team members and wasting the money and time of the organization to solve an issue or a problem or very minor issues, while the option is very easy? Go and speak with the team member, speak to the stakeholders, and talk to them. Yeah, communicate directly instead of going here and there. Just go and hit directly. Do not go in. You are the servant leader here. Yes. You are the servant leader. You have the T-shaped. So you have your technical information. You have your interpersonal knowledge and experience. Just implement it and start from the basics. Don't jump to the senior manager. So unfortunately, some of us like to jump to the senior management and to the sponsor, ask the sponsor, call the client before going to the client and escalating the situation. Actually, check if there is happens when we are using our organization style. We don't follow the project management practices in real life also. Yeah. So people start behaving like, I have to go to my manager. Why your manager? You are the project manager. You are certified for that. You are doing the exam because you want to prove that you are the project manager for
Exactly.
them, and you are qualified as a project manager. You have the competencies for that. So if you are jumping to your manager, if we depend on your manager to take these decisions, to solve the conflicts and to negotiate with the clients and negotiate with the other stakeholders, then so most of the time, even in my real life, I try to solve the issue starting from the basic. And I found that many questions in the exam came in that regard, starting by talking to the team member, to the stakeholder, to the immediate stakeholder. Don't jump in the hierarchy if you don't need to.
Directly, yeah. Great, perfect. That was really amazing and interesting lesson learned, and also advices and consultancy.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Mr. Safa, for providing the time. Anything you want to say at the last before we close the session?
Don't panic. You can do it. I did it in 2 months, and I'm sure you can do it. Just be confident that you have the experience and now you have the knowledge. Just put it into practice and go. Book your exam, do 2 to 3 prep tests, and go to your exam. Be very confident, and I'm
Yes.
sure that we will celebrate you in the coming session.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Safa. Really nice of you for providing such a huge information and your family time also. Really appreciate it, and wish you best of luck for your Saudi career as well as Canada career. Anything you need, I'm always available. You know, I am just on my on a call.
Thank you. Thank you. See you soon in the risk management course.
Inshallah. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Welcome. Bye.